everyone, I hope you're doing really well and you've had a lovely Christmas and New Year's. Finally, welcome to 2017. I thought for my first video of the year I would do a little bit of a kind of reintroduction. I know that I've been making videos on here for quite a while now, but I feel like as I've never really done a tag video like this, there might be some things that you just don't know about me, and I thought it'd be a nice way to welcome the new year. So first of all, if you've not watched my channel before, hello, I'm Rukaya. My name is weird, I know, but I absolutely love it. I guess the first kind of fact about me is that I was never intended to be a Rukaya. My mum always thought that I was going to be called Georgina. When she gave birth to me, there was not a complication, but she had to go for a little operation afterwards. I think it was something to do with the placenta. I'm not going to get gross about it. After that, the nurses were asking her what she wanted to call me, and she'd read this newspaper article years and years ago about a girl called Rukaya, and obviously the name just stuck, and that's the name that she told the nurses. So there I was. Second of all, I am now 22 years old, hence 22 facts. Also because it was a struggle enough to think of 22 facts, let alone like 50, which is the normal standard tag, whatever. I have lived in England for my whole life, and I would quite like to live somewhere else at some point, especially considering what's going on in the world. I think it might be quite exciting to live somewhere else just for a little while. Saying that though, in the last 2 years I have moved 5 times. This has not been out of choice, but yes, I have moved 5 times, and I don't recommend doing that. It's not the most fun task in the world, especially as some of those times I've had to do it on my own and I have a lot of stuff, so wouldn't recommend. The reason that I had to move that many times is because my mum actually died in 2014, so there's been quite a lot of turmoil in my life, moving out of my childhood home, staying with my dad for a while, moving in with family members, finally getting my own place, and then deciding to move to London, and now I've moved in with my boyfriend. It's been crazy. Because of my mum dying, it really did change a lot of the ways that I kind of think of the world, and it led me to want to travel more. When I was younger, my parents took me on like this big trip around Europe, but I was like 3 or 4 years old, so I don't really remember it that much. And now I'm kind of trying to fill in the blanks and revisit some places. I've been very lucky. In 2015 I went to Scotland, Iceland, Paris, Barcelona. I went to Ireland for the first time, which was amazing, and I went to New York with my best friend, and we went to Niagara Falls and Washington DC to see my family out there, and then in 2016 I went to Wales properly for the first time since I was a child, and we went to Amsterdam, we went to, where did we go? We went to Copenhagen, Vienna, I went to Rome, and then we went to Germany at the end of last year. So it's been pretty jam-packed, and there's still loads more to visit, so I'm very excited for more travelling in the future. When I was a teenager, one of my best friends, she got a camera, a DSLR, big proper camera, and I thought it was so cool and I wanted to join her in that. So I kind of became obsessed with photography from a young age, and like taught myself how to use a camera, how to use things like Photoshop, and that's still the same now. I still love taking photos, and now it's moved on to video, as you can tell, because I'm filming videos. But as well as that, I really love film photography. Again, when I was younger, we kind of all realised, you can use old cameras still, that's really cool, and so we develop our own photos at school in the darkroom, which I really miss doing. It's such a fun experience. But easier than that, I shoot a lot of Instax photography now, which is kind of like the modern day Polaroid, I guess. Polaroid actually discontinued their film, I think it was in 2008, maybe more recent, but it's really hard to get hold of now, so the Instax cameras are kind of the easier alternative to that, and I love shooting Instax film. Something that probably a lot of people don't know about me, but I find quite amusing, is that I'm obsessed with Titanic. I love not only just like the film of it and stuff, but I'm obsessed with the history of Titanic. I first watched the film when I was 10 years old on a boat. My dad used to own a boat in Spain, and someone had lent me the DVD and I fell in love with it. And you'd think watching it on a boat I probably would have been terrified, but no, I wasn't. My mum, bless her, she took me down to Southampton to visit the museums, and I've been to Belfast and visited the Titanic Museum there. I'm just absolutely obsessed. I watched the film so much, and actually just before filming this video I was watching a new documentary that was on Channel 4 recently, literally the 1st of January I think. It's fascinating. I don't know why, but I am just obsessed with the history of it. In 2012, my mum took me to see Wicked the musical, and I'd seen shows before that. I'd seen The Lion King, Legally Blonde, We Will Rock You, but this was the one that made me like fall in love with musical theatre, and I've been pretty obsessed since. As you'll know if you watch my channel, I go to the theatre quite a lot. I've made loads of amazing friends from it, loads of incredible memories, and I'm just really grateful that Mum took me to see it that day. Kind of related to theatre, when I was a kid I was part of the Northamptonshire County Choir, and we performed at the Royal Albert Hall, so that's a pretty cool memory I have from my childhood. May as well fit in another theatre related one quickly. As I said, I saw Wicked in 2012 and I went a bit crazy and I saw the show a lot. And now 4 years later, I've seen it over 100 times. I'm really annoyed because despite my dad being Mauritian and speaking French and Creole, which is a version of French, I don't actually know any other languages than English. Very frustrating. I could have been bilingual. But it's fine. This year I'm going to try and teach myself, well not teach myself, but I'm going to try and learn German because Leo is half German, so hopefully he can help me out with that. But I do know dribs and drabs of French and Spanish because I used to go to Spain a lot as a kid, and obviously we just studied French in school, but I really would like to kind of nail it and be able to at least understand and converse in another language. I never thought I'd be the type of person to get a tattoo, but I do have one. I would like more, but I'm very indecisive, and I think I don't want to get a tattoo if I don't feel 100% that I want to get it. So I have one little one, and it's just kind of dedicated to my mum. It's the kisses that she wrote in the last birthday card that she gave me, so I think it's quite small and sweet, and I love it. This is a little random one, but my birthday is the 2nd of July, and that falls, unless it's a leap year, directly in the middle of the year, which I think is quite cool. Something that's always frustrated me about myself is that I never really know what I want to do, and this is like career-wise. When I was younger, I went through a phase of wanting to be a marine biologist. I think that probably went from like being obsessed with Titanic and like dolphins. But I never really know 100% what I want to do. Even now at 22, I do not know what I want to do. One minute I want to be a photographer, then a videographer, then a marketing specialist, a social media person. Like, there are so many things that I want to do, and maybe one day I will figure it out and actually get a permanent job in it. I'm a very typical basic girl in that I'm very easily pleased by candles and fairy lights. They make me happy, they make me feel cozy, and you can't take that away from me. Despite how minimalist my desk might look at the moment, I'm naturally a very messy person, and I feel very bad about it. I'm trying to change my ways and be a tidier person, but sadly I don't think I'll ever be able to be a minimalist. Along with that, I'm also a ridiculous hoarder. I have so much stuff. I've been trying my best to get rid of a lot of things recently with the latest move, but when my mum died and I had to move out of the house, I had so much crap. And now my mindset is, if I haven't looked at something in like 6 months to a year and I can't think of a purpose for it, it needs to go. Obviously sentimental stuff I've kept, but a lot of things I'm like, right, sorry, you gotta go. I really love being near the sea, and I think this is due to being born in Dover, so our house was literally right on the seafront by the ferry port. Also my dad having owned boats and kind of going out in the summer and sailing and things like that and just loving it. And also we scattered my mum's ashes in Dover off one of the piers, so I feel like it's a bit of just a general thing. I think it's quite calming and relaxing to be by the sea, but also there's that sentimental value as well. Everyone has a sort of bucket list, I'm sure, of like things you want to see in the world and things you want to do, and I'm gradually kind of ticking those off. I was really lucky in 2015 when we went to Iceland to see the Northern Lights, which is something that I'd like always wanted to see. So I've done that and things like Niagara Falls, and I feel like I'm pretty confident in like ticking these things off the list. Last but not least, as you may have gathered from this video, things have not totally gone how I'd expected them to go the last few years. A lot of external working forces kind of tinkering with my life and not making it the easiest at times, but I'm feeling really good about this year in hopefully carving out the life that I want to carry on living. Obviously I'm still young, I'm 22, turning 23 this year. By no means am I like old and decrepit, but I feel pretty confident that this year is hopefully going to be the year that things start going consistently right. I've probably completely cursed it now, but let's hope not. Let's everyone keep our fingers crossed for me that everything is gonna go okay this year, because I feel like I deserve it. Well, those have been some facts about me. Please do tell me a bit about yourself in the comments below. I'd love to get to know the people that are watching my videos, because I feel like it's a bit weird when it's like a one-sided thing, you know. Please do give the video a thumbs up if you've enjoyed it, and subscribe to my channel if you'd like to see more of me in the future. I hope you're doing well, and I'll see you very soon. Bye!